जीवन्मुक्तिप्रदं देवं क्षमापूर्णं जगद्गुरुं वन्दे परमहंसाख्यं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतं। जीवन्मुक्तिप्रदं देवं क्षमापूर्णं जगद्गुरुं वन्दे परमहंसाख्यं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्। आनन्दानुभवास्वादं सर्वरोगनिवारकं वन्दे पापविनाशक्तं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्। आनन्दानुभवास्वादं सर्वरोगनिवारकं वन्दे पापविनाशक्तं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्। नित्यमुक्तं निर्विकल्पं ध्यानलोकप्रदीपकं वन्दे शान्ति।
Paramahamsa Nityananda, a compelling spiritual force of our millennium, founder of an international socio-spiritual movement, pioneer of a modern Vedic renaissance, born in the sacred town of Tiruvannamalai in southern India, a yogi by birth, fearless spiritual explorer, beacon of divine power, Paramahamsa Nityananda is today an inspiration for millions on the path. Adept in ancient mystical yogic sciences, researcher of the science of spirituality, Guru for enlightenment. Every year, Paramahamsa Nityananda shares with over 10 million people worldwide the treasures of his wisdom, the joy of his laughter, and the incomparable power of his initiation. Now, Paramahamsa Nityananda reveals the secrets of living enlightenment. Join us for an unforgettable spiritual experience.
सच्चिदानन्दरूपिणं वन्दे सनातनं पुण्यं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतं। सर्वधर्मप्रणेतारं सच्चिदानन्दरूपिणं वन्दे सनातनं पुण्यं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतं। वेदवेदान्तसंवेद्यं देवदेवी
When man ponders over the pleasures of the senses, there arises an association with it. Means you start associating yourself with it. From association arises a desire. Desire turns into anger. See, from association arises the desire. From desire, the desire turns into anger. Anger. From anger arises delusion, unconsciousness. From the delusion, unconsciousness makes the mind unsteady. The destruction of understanding happens in an unsteady mind, and the destroyed understanding annihilates the person. That's it. Let me give you one practical example for your life. How this pattern functions and how you can escape from this pranashyadi, destruction. See your whole day. Only when you start entertaining this anger or unconsciousness, unsteadiness, mind functions. When your mind functions violently, please understand, for your life's mission, when you work, you will have a, you yourself will know very clearly it is working steadily, planning. This next, this next, this next, this, next. That is planning. That is not mind functioning, that is buddhi functioning. You will not have a friction. For buddhi functioning, same way, because you don't have a friction, you don't need lubrication for buddhi to function. But when your mind is active, you need lubrication of wild pleasure. Wild pleasure means pleasure which is not offered to you, which you want to rob from society or a person or from object. If you eat one sweet and have pleasure, it is a pleasure offered to you. If you just use crowbar and dump sweets inside, then you are trying to squeeze pleasure from the sweet. From person, from place, from object, from time, when you try to squeeze pleasure, that is what I call the wild joys. You feel you need lubrication. See your life. I am describing your life step by step. Whenever you feel like, I have done too much, now I need lubrication, means something extra. I tell you, all these tastes, the perverted pleasures, are all the lubrication you expect. You try to pamper yourself. Which is completely wrong. When you try to pamper yourself, you destroy your physical health, you destroy your mental health, you destroy your emotional health, you destroy your whole self. When you have that agitated pattern, mind being aggressive, even while you eat, you won't digest properly. You will just swallow and you won't digest properly. See, 3 moments of your every day: eating, taking bath, and getting ready to fall asleep. These 3 moments, your unconscious will be active without your cooperation or your ability to control. See, like how check your blood pressure. Usually doctors will check after you clean your bowels in the morning. That's the time the maximum blood pressure will be there. Because you will use your whole body, all the muscles to clean your bowels, the maximum blood pressure will be there. Same way, the maximum degree of your unconscious enrage or agitation will be there while you take bath, while you eat, while you get ready to fall asleep. These 3 moments, the maximum mind pressure will be there, like blood pressure. I can coin a new word, mind pressure. See, while you are eating, if the mind pressure is there, you just swallow. That reduces the strength of your body. Same way, while you are getting ready to sleep, if the mind pressure is more, it completely disturbs the quality of your sleep. And I tell you, when you don't have buddhi alive, means sitting and planning, I will do this today, this today, this today, this today, next, next, next. A clear, intelligent planning. If that is not happening, your mind is a devil's workshop. It will have only the mind pressure. Either your inner space has to be ruled by Buddhi, Indra, or the mind. As long as your Buddhi also understands, hey, when I have problem, just go to the master and listen what he says and do as he guides.
Welcome to Inner Awakening, the most powerful personal transformation retreat you could ever experience. In just 21 days, thousands are already experiencing the shortest route to constantly high energy levels, visible anti-aging, healing of chronic diseases, fulfilling relationships, and higher states of consciousness. What is the secret behind this transformation?
Kundalini means the inner potential energy. Once it is awakened, opens the different doors for the conscious experience in you. I can say which is a master key for all extraordinary spiritual experiences.
This extraordinary program is conducted personally by Paramahamsa Nityananda in the vibrant atmosphere of Nityananda Dhyanapitham Ashram. Open yourself to the benefits of Nitya Yoga and practical meditation. Experience physical and mental healing. Discover simple ways to handle life with success. Above all, enjoy individual darshan and blessings from Paramahamsa Nityananda every day. Take 21 days for yourself and carry home the transformation of a lifetime.
Constantly, the pressure which you experience, the mind pressure, is what I call demon. That mind pressure is different name only. First, the contemplation. I'll tell you the different demons' names. Thinking of an object, dhyayato vishayan pumsaha, that is one demon. I can say it's baby demon. It has not yet really become demon. Little cute, but demon. Like baby snake. Very cute, but poisonous. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. Then sangastesho bachayate. That gives rise for attachment. Attachment can be called as like that Indrajit. Ravana's kids means for youth, youngsters, young demons who are not kids, same way who are not old, matured demons like Ravana, Indrajit, this kind of demons. From attachment, desire arises. Now the Indrajit has become full-fledged Ravana. Ravana can be the embodiment of desire. Kamaha. So this kamaha can be some 6-7 variety. Just the kama of the wealth is Duryodhana. Kama of pleasure from certain person, Ravana. Each type of pleasure can be considered as one demon. Then desire turns into anger. The anger's embodiment is Kamsa. Extreme anger, ready to kill. Almost lakhs of kids he has killed just because of his anger towards Krishna. Finish it off. The embodiment of anger is Gamsa. Then comes delusion. I can say the embodiment of delusion is Vali. Vali did not have a much reason for pleasure. See, it is not that from Sugriva's wife he was receiving pleasure. He had enough of queens around him. And he is not a guy with so much of lust also. Just delusion, pride. If I steal Sugriva's wife, then Sugriva is lower than me. Just want to send a message to Sugriva. Hey, you are lower than me. Your wife is my servant. Delusion. Then comes loss of memory. This loss of memory, embodiment of this is Kumbhakarna. Doesn't have anything. Neither knows right nor knows wrong. Just lying down, sleeping. The embodiment of memory loss is Kumbhakarna. Then comes Smriti Vipramaha, destruction of understanding. Ravana gets into this space actually. He also goes through the destruction of understanding. I can say almost all demons go through this destruction of understanding. How, when you heal the pain, the personality feels, the personality itself is getting killed. See, it's not that knowingly they do, but they are by the nature, the pain, because you cherished it and you associated yourself with it, it leaves a suicide note. Take revenge on this fellow. And you also go with that suicide note. That's a problem. If you look deep in your life also this pattern will be there. Wherever you faced destruction, then unsteady mind, buddhinasaha, then buddhinasat pranashyati, finally destruction, perishing or annihilation of the person happens. From the destruction of understanding, annihilation happens. Buddhinashat pranashyati. Understand, don't allow even the small demon, even though he looks cute, is demon. That baby demon is contemplating on the ordinary pleasures. From there starts association, then all the different demons. Small baby snake may look cute, but it's snake. Baby demon may look cute, but it is demon. This is the sacred secret from these two verses. Poram Sharma from San Jose and Aarti Agarwal from Bangalore both asked the same question. Dear Swamiji, what you said about depression yesterday gave me a click immediately. I am going through chronic pain since many years, and as for your healing, you have said I am working on you. I really want to stop suffering from this engram. What's the best way to operate so that I don't interfere your healing and repeat the same patterns? Do not allow or respect the suicide note, your pain leaves in your body. That's all. Nothing else is required. Just don't associate yourself with the pain. Sympathize with the reasons for pain. Don't respect the suicide note. Support me. Let both of us gather, join hands together and destroy the pain. It's like a joint action against terrorism. Pain is a terrorism in your body. But some part of your body feels connected to the terrorists. No, no, no. They belong to my religion. They belong to my place. Some way. Like Pakistan feeling connected to the terrorist organizations. Based on the religious base, they feel connected to the terrorist organization. But finally what happens? The terrorism is hurting the Pakistan also. Same way, your body is like Pakistan. Pain is a terrorist. Your mind sometimes feels connected to the terrorists. That way you can never get rid of it. So allow Bharat, Guru. Associate yourself with Guru, Bharat, and comb out. Remove all the terrorists. That's the only way you can save yourself and save the world. Sometimes the terrorists with whom you are feeling connection, they are attacking your Guru itself, Bharat. That is not going to work for you. Neither you can destroy the Bharat, nor you will be in peace. Anyhow, just do not entertain, support the pain engrams. That's it.